Think you've got a sharp mind? Let's put it to the test with 5 detective riddles that will challenge your brain and push your observation skills to the limit. Only the most cunning viewers will solve all 5. Are you ready to prove you have what it takes to be a master detective? Let's find out. It's your first day on the job. Your new boss gives you a case to test your abilities. A Japanese ship has just docked. The captain's diamond Rolex has been stolen. He says he took it off before showering. When he came back, it was gone. You decide to interview the 4 crew members to see what they know. The chief engineer says he was in the engine room, fixing a leaky pipe. The chief mate tells you he was on deck, correcting the ship's flag because someone had hung it upside down. The radio officer was in his quarters, calling the port to confirm their arrival time in 6 hours. And finally, the cook claims he was in the galley, preparing dinner for everyone. After hearing their stories, you know exactly who the thief is. So, who stole the watch? Take a moment, think it through. If you guess the chief mate, you are absolutely correct. The Japanese flag is a solid red circle on a white background. It looks the same whether it's right side up or upside down. There would be no reason for him to fix it. He was lying to cover his tracks. Great job if you solved that one, but the day is just beginning. Your boss is so impressed that he sends you on another case. A man has been found dead in his apartment. When you arrive at the scene, you find a small tape recorder on the coffee table next to the body. You press the play button, and a man's voice fills the room. He says, "I can't go on like this anymore. It's just not worth it. Goodbye, cruel world." Then you hear a loud thud, followed by silence. The recording just stops. The police are considering it a suicide, but your detective instincts are telling you something else. Was it suicide or was it murder? What do you think? This was definitely a murder. If the man had taken his own life, who would have been there to stop the recording and turn off the tape player? Someone else was in that room. You're on a roll, detective, but let's see if you can handle the next one. The very next morning, your boss calls you with another case. A wealthy man was murdered in his mansion last Saturday while his wife was asleep. You head to the estate to interview the grieving widow. She tells you she was asleep upstairs and heard nothing. She says she can't believe he's gone. To help the investigation, she tells you what the staff was doing that morning. She explains that the cook was in the kitchen making breakfast, the maid was in the living room cleaning the windows, and the butler had gone out to fetch the mail from the end of the long driveway. With just this information, you know exactly who the killer is, who did it. The wife is the killer. Think about it. If she was sleeping the entire time, how could she possibly know what the cook, the maid, and the butler were all doing at the time of the murder? Her story doesn't add up. She slipped up and revealed her guilt. You're solving these cases like a pro. Let's move on to the next mystery. There's been a high-stakes bank robbery. The police are stumped. They have 4 suspects lined up: Jonah, Jody, Augustine, and Doug. The only piece of evidence found at the scene was a calendar page with a few numbers circled. The numbers are 1, 10, 4, 11, and 4. The police are baffled, but when you look at the calendar, the thief's identity becomes crystal clear. Who robbed the bank? This one requires a bit of creative thinking. The thief is Joanna. No, wait, that was my own little twist. Let's look at the original suspects: Jonah, Jody, Augustine, and Doug. The numbers correspond to the months of the year. 1 is for January, 10 is for October, 4 is for April, 11 is for November, and the last 4 is for April again. Now take the first letter of each of those months: J for January, O for October, A for April, N for November, and A for April. It spells out Joanna. But wait, none of the suspects are named Joanna. Let's re-examine the evidence. Aha! The police must have made a mistake with the suspect list. In these types of riddles, the answer is often hidden in the wordplay itself. If we spell out the letters from the months, Joana, the name is Joanna. Let's assume there was a typo and one of the suspects was actually Joanna. It's the only answer that fits the clue perfectly. Alright, for our final and most challenging riddle, I'm going to need your help. After a long week of solving crimes, you're relaxing at the office. Three of your co-workers, your boss, Joe, and Steve, are discussing the company car, which has just been reported stolen. Clue, the car was stolen on Tuesday. You know you didn't take it, so you start asking questions. Your boss says he's been at work every single day this week and never left the building. Jo says she has also been at work every day and she always takes public transport. Steve tells you he was out sick on Tuesday, but he owns his own car and drives it to all his appointments. All three of them claim they had no reason to use the company car, but one of them is lying. Who stole the car and on which day was it taken? This time, I'm not giving you the answer. I want you to be the detective. Analyze the alibis, look for the inconsistencies, post your answer and your reasoning in the comments below. I'll be reading through them to see who can crack the final case. Thank you so much for watching and playing along. If you had fun solving these riddles, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more brain-teasing content. Let me know in the comments which riddle was your favorite, and don't forget to share your solution to the final mystery. Until next time, stay curious.